So review for homework 8.4D, level 1, question number 1, y equals x squared plus 2x minus 2. You can also write or see it like 1 in the front, so you can also say that 1x squared plus 2x minus 2. In this case, the a is going to be 1, b is going to be 2, and c is going to be negative 2. If a is equals 1, which is greater than 0, parabola opens up. It means it's going to give you a minimum value for your vertex because it opens up and vertex is at the bottom. Now we are going to find the vertex. Vertex is the 2 point. One is the x value, so like here, one is the x value and the other one is the y value. To find the x value, you're going to write this formula and plug it in a and b. When you're going to plug it in, always make this, where you're going to plug it in, always put the bracket around it so that it's easier to plug it in. Here b is, value of b is 2, so that goes here. Value of a is 1, that goes on the bottom. Negative 2 divided by positive 2 is negative 1. So the vertex value is negative 1 and it's also the axis of symmetry or the line of symmetry. To find the y value, you're going to use this given equation, and wherever you see x, you're going to put a bracket around it so that it's easier to see where we're going to plug it in the x value. Always put the bracket around x and plug it in its value that you just found, x equals negative 1. So the negative 1 goes into these brackets and you're going to get here is negative 1 squared, that is 1. 2 times negative 1 would be negative 2 minus 2, and that's going to give you negative 1, negative 2, and that's negative 3 for the vertex is negative 1 comma negative 3. For the y-intercept, the y-intercept is always 0 comma c, and then the c is going to be negative 2. So the y-intercept is 0 comma negative 2. You're going to plot or graph this parabola by plotting the vertex first. Vertex is going to be negative 1 comma negative 3. So 1, 2, 3. This is your negative 1 comma negative 3. After that, you can apply the formula that is the pattern 1, 1, 2, 4. Or you already know that the next point is 0 comma negative 2. You can plot it negative 0 comma negative 2 here. Mirror it to the other side. Or you can apply the 1, 1, 2, 4 formula. So this is going to be 1, 1. And for the 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, this point. So 1, 1, 2, 4. So you're going to use the pattern to graph the parabola. And this is going to be a upward facing up parabola with the vertex negative 1 comma negative 3. Now since this is a minimum value, so minimum value would be the y value, that's negative 3. For question number 2, you're going to have A equals 2, B is negative 4, and C is negative 2. If A is equals 2, it means that it's going to be greater than 0, which means the parabola opens up. It means the vertex is all the way at the bottom, which is minimum, because vertex is at the bottom. Now we're going to find the vertex with the formula x equals negative b over 2a. Always put a bracket around the variable that you're going to plug it in, and here you're going to plug it in. B is equals negative 4, a is 2, so you're going to get on the top negative times negative is positive 4 divided by positive 4, and that's going to be x value is 1. To find the y value, you're going to do the same thing. Y equals 2x squared. So now we're going to put the x square value. So put the bracket around x and use this x value. Plug it inside the bracket to solve for y. So you're going to have here is 1. 2 times 1 square is just 2. Minus 4 minus 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. And negative 2 and negative 2 will give you negative 4 for y value. For y-intercept is always 0, c. And then c is negative 2. First thing you're going to do is graph 1, negative 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. This point right here, you can now, the y-intercept is 0, negative 2. So this is 0, negative 2. Mirror the point on the other side, and you're going to get the graph. And that is also going to be a narrow graph. If a is greater than 0, it's going to be narrow graph or vertical stretch. And if you want to follow the pattern was 1, 1, 2, 4. Now since a is 2, it's going to be multiplied with 2. The y coordinate multiplied with 2, you have the pattern is 1, 2 and 2, 8. So you can see that here is 1, 2 and 2, 8. The maximum or minimum value in this case is going to be the minimum value, that is going to be negative 4. For number 3, a is negative 2, b is negative 8, and c is negative 5. A is less than 0, the parabola is going to opens down, which means this is going to have a maximum value. To find x's of symmetry, you have this formula, negative b over 2a, where a is negative 2 and b is going to be negative 8. 8 over negative 4, that's going to be negative 2. For plugging it into the given function, that is also called y, you're going to put the bracket around it, around x, and then in the bracket you're going to plug it in x value, that's negative 2, negative 2. Negative 2 times positive 4 plus 16 minus 5, and that's going to be negative 8 plus 16 minus 5, and that's 8 minus 5 is 3. So the vertex is going to be x value, that is -2, y value is 3. So you're going to do this question in your notebook in a graph paper. First thing you want to do is to graph the vertex, that is -2, 3, and then the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the point 0, c, and in this case 0, -5. If you want to follow the pattern for this graph, normally is 1, 1 and 2, 4. Since there is a number in the front that is 2, so it means that x coordinate will be same, but the y coordinate will be multiplied with 2. So the pattern will be 1, 2 and 2, 8. So you go 1 over 2 down, 1 over 2 down, and then the next point is the y-intercept, that is 0, -5. So the graph is going to look like this way, and that's going to be a facing down graph with the maximum value. So the maximum value is the y coordinate of the vertex, that's going to be 3. For number 3, you're going to have a equals -1, b is -2, c is not there. You can assume that the c is 0. It's going to be a facing down parabola because it's -a. It's going to give you a maximum value because the vertex is all the way at the top. You're going to find the vertex by using the formula x equals -b over 2a. Put the bracket around b and a so that you can plug it in the value for b, that is -2, and for a, that is -1. On the top you got +2 because 2 negative become positive. On the bottom is -2. Cancel this, you got -1 for x value. You plug it in x value into the x value to find y here. Put the bracket around x value so that it's easier to plug it in. That's going to be -1 inside, -1. Negative times +1 plus 2. So that's -1 plus 2 is 1. So your vertex is -1, 1. The y-intercept is going to be 0, c. In this case, c is 0, so y-intercept is 0, 0. The vertex is -1, -1, is the vertex. Mirror the point is going to give you a downward parabola, and the maximum value is the y coordinate of the vertex, that is 1.